Happy Monday, happy week, happy life. This is Trey Roberts with Your Vine Connection out of Clinton, Mississippi. We welcome you this morning to the Manna Club. We are going to get some food today that's going to be nutritious and that's going to enrich us. We want to just take the time out to just say thank you for joining us on Mondays. We are excited about the word that we have today. We're going to go a little bit further into some of the things of God, to some life-changing concepts and life-changing words that will not just only encourage us, but direct us. Do you not know that sometimes we need direction? Sometimes we don't do things because we just don't know it. Proverbs call it simple. Some of us are just simple and we just need some help. And that's the thing that transfers you from being simple to being a person of wisdom, is getting the information and using it to change your life. These words would change your life and would change it drastically. Sometimes, let me give you an example, since we are men, since we are just talking. Back in the day when we had these big old vehicles, now they're restoring all these cars and stuff. And they're calling these things now, what they call them, the big, the big engines and all of these vehicles, the Cutlers and the Sabres and the Regals and all those things. But back in the day, man, there was a time when we had to set the timing on these vehicles. You can go out there, you can try to crank it or whatever, and it won't crank. And you said, man, what happened? Well, you go out there and you got your screwdriver and you go in there and you just need to turn it just a little bit to get it to crank it because the timing is off. Sometimes that is what happened with us in life. We just need just a little twerking to get the timing set straight. And that's what God's word does. It sets the timing in our lives. It gives us just a little twist, just a little different thought, just a little something to show us you're not really malfunctioning. Your timing is just set off a little bit. So today we're going to talk about so you want success. What does success mean to some of us? Let's get the Webster definition for success. Success is a degree of measure of succeeding. How do you know whether you're successful or not? If you have no way to measure. Success is a measurement of results. That's what success is. If you look at your life today, would you say that you're successful? You see, because that's just such an open question. Am I successful? Because you can be successful in one part of your life and not meeting the result part in another. The measurement that you have set for yourself. I'm going to give you something else. The Bible also says that God considers success depending upon your own ability. He used the word in the New Testament, I think out of the book of Matthew, he talked about the parables of the talents. How one had 1 talent, one had 2 talents, the other one had 5 talents. God did not consider the one who had 1 talent to be successful because he didn't bring what the one who had 5 talents brought. See, success also is about your ability, your capability. Let's define that in Pastor Trey's terminology. What is capability? Capability comes from the word cap, ability. Cap means to put a top on. Ability means an action of being able to go through a process. And so what it means is that you have capped your ability to process something. So now let's go back to this again. So now we're looking at, do you really want to be successful? Let's go to the word. I want to go to the NIV, and it reads like this. And this is Proverbs chapter 2, verse 4 through 7. It says, if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, what he's talking about, wisdom, understanding, knowledge of how to do things. See, sometimes we want success to fall in our lap. It doesn't happen like that. You have to look for it. So it says that because if you don't look for it, guess what? You don't know when you find it or not. So you have to be on the lookout for success. So look what it says here. So if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, look what it says here. Then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom. Look what he gives. He gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge. Those are some things that are needed. You give wisdom. From his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. And look what he said in the next verse. He holds success in store for the upright. For those who are looking for it and going by the pattern which God has set for us. He said he holds it. That's what he's holding for you. When you get to that place, God said, look, this is what you're working for, and this is what I'm holding for you. I got it stored up for you. But you first got to get these other things, and what is the first thing you have to do? You have to get wisdom. Then from the mouth, you also got to come what? Knowledge. Not just knowledge, but guess what? You have to be able to understand it. So get wisdom, get knowledge, and also get understanding. Guess what it says then? And he holds success in store for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk in, whose walk is blameless. That's what he is. God said, I'm your shield. I'm going to protect you. God's words and his principles will protect you, will bring you to a place to where you don't even have to worry about certain things because, I'm living the way God wants me to live. See, that is big for us men because we need to know that we are protected because we are called to be protectors. So if you're called to be protectors, you need to know that you are also protected. That is huge. That is mountain type huge. So he said, I'm going to protect you. And so look what else he says here. These are some concepts that I wrote down. You must first want success to know. You understand? You got to want it first. First thing is you got to want success to know that you're here for a purpose. That's what successful is. You got to know you're here for a purpose. So you can't be successful doing everything because you can't measure everything. In order to be successful, you have to have a form of being able to measure. You have to have a formula to where you can come by and say, look, if I do this in this area, let's say for instance, child rearing, you're raising your children. I know people who have been so successful in the corporate world, they're standing on millions today, but they lost their family along the way. So you can be successful in one area of your life and not make the mark in the next area. So let's go down to number 2. You need to hear what it sounds like. What do you mean, Pastor Trey? What do you mean, hear what it sounds like? Oftentimes, we are able to hear other people's stories about their success or their failures. You need to be able to hear what success sounds like. Be intrigued by other people's story. You understand? See, success doesn't always mean that you are the number one individual in that area. That's not what success means. Success means, have I done my part and do I feel accomplished that I didn't leave anything on the table? That's what your personal success means. So when you hear other people's story, look, and they are, you become intrigued by that. It could be something as simple as someone finding a dog and he was a stray. I brought him home and I took care of him and I trained him. Now he's a part of the family. There could be something that simple that can be successful, and you can hear someone talk about how they feel, how gratified they feel because of that. You see, it's about your own story. The next thing is you need to set your heart and life to understanding. In other words, line your life up to be teachable. It's very important. Line your life up to be a student, to be a disciple. That's very important. Because the thing that hinder people a lot of times, they want to come to the table with the thoughts and not come to the table with the question. You got to be teachable. It's hard to pour into people who are not in the receiving mode. Because if you're not in the receiving mode, guess what? You're waiting for your chance opportunity to have something to say. But you need to be in the mode to where I'm here to listen. I am a disciple, I am a student, and what you have to say to me is valuable. And so that's what number 3 says. Set your heart and your life to understanding. To be in the understanding, in a posture of being able to receive. Number 4 says, make insight your priority. That's big. What's it mean, insight? Solomon says, search for wisdom and understanding like you're searching for silver and gold. Make this a priority. You need to be able to prioritize your life. Sometimes we put so many things out of order. Remember I said about that timing on that car? Sometimes we have things out of timing that not properly prioritized. Because back in the day, when we used to fix these cars and set the timing on them, guess what we have to do? We have to make sure that number 1 piston is all the way up. Because all the other cylinders are going to go off of that. So we have to make sure that number 1 piston is up. You got to make sure that timing is right here. And you got to make sure that's what they call it timing. That everything is prioritized and in order. So this is what this word is saying. It said, make certain that your insight is in priority. It's prioritized. Number 5, we coming to a close. Be diligent. That is huge. Don't wait for it to come. Don't wait for wisdom. Don't wait for understanding. Seek it. Be diligent. Don't take no for an answer. After God has given you a vision, you need to be like a bulldog on a biscuit. You got to hold on to it. Because guess what that means? If you are diligent, you're not going to take no for an answer. And if you come to a place, well, this ain't working, guess what that means? That must mean I got another way to get it. You got to be diligent. Because when you come to the place and this one is not working, guess what you have to do? You got to dig. Okay, that means that this ain't working, so I got to find another way to get this thing done. That's being diligent. Because guess what you know at the end game? God said he's holding the success for you. If he's holding success for you, he's waiting for you to find it so that you can get to that level of success that he has for you. See, it's on you to get to that place of success. You say you want to be successful. It's going to cost you to be successful. It ain't going to just fall in your lap. And the last one, because you won't take no for an answer, is number 6. Then you must search for it like treasure because it is. Search for wisdom like treasure. Search for knowledge like treasure. Because guess what? It is treasure. It's going to change your life. It's going to set your timing. So I want to challenge you today. Start your search. You say you want to be successful. These are the patterns to get to that level of success. We all talking about going to the next level. This is what takes you to the next level. This is what takes you there. So this is Pastor Trey on Monday morning, the Manna Club. And we're so glad that you're joining us. Share this video, share this message, bless someone, bring some comments. I mean, let's throw this thing up because guess what? We need our timing set. Pastor Trey Roberts with Your Vine Connection out of Clinton, Mississippi. Thank you for joining us.